Hello guys and welcome to Out of the Connect. Today we're going to look on the factors to consider when purchasing a used vehicle. Now there are several. We are first going to do the research and I'm going to show you how to do the research. Physical inspection, verification of ownership and documentation, test drive, mechanic inspection, insurance and cost, negotiation and payment, post-purchase action. So we're going to look at each and every one of them. The first one is usually the market value. It's good to compare on different platforms that offers listing for vehicles, namely Gigi Kenya, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, the website Pegia Me, Kaya Kalo, and many others. Like for me, I have so many vehicles that I check on Facebook Marketplace. So here are some of those I was checking, and the suggestions that have been made. You can search and you're going to get a lot of insights when it comes to automotive. So yeah, it's very important. The next one is the groups. Join as many groups that are involved in sales of cars. Yeah, and you're going to have a basic idea of the type of vehicle that you're purchasing, all the specifications, and so on and so forth. This is very important. So take your time, go check the several groups. In fact, go search the specific vehicle that you want to go and look, and then from there you're going to see the many listings on the different groups, and utasaidikia hapo instead of either unachezwa or buying a vehicle so expensive. The other important one is Gigi. So Gigi, you can do so much with it. So as you can see, I've searched for Honda Fit and I can see so many vehicles that are Honda Fit. Some that are of the latest models, a little bit older, and even old ones. The prices are different depending with how the vehicle is new or old. So here's a selection of a vehicle, the Honda Fit. So they have seeing different pictures, even though it's taking time to load. A very my internet is not the best, so there's so much information about the Honda Fit. The owner of the vehicle, the person who is selling the vehicle, who could be a broker, so be careful, and also remember to read the tips and so on and so forth. So the second thing is the common models in Kenya. This comes hand in hand when you want to do your servicing, and when the vehicle has broken down, you need repair. So spare availability of spare part is very important. So it's good to go for common models, if especially you are a first time owner and you're on a budget. So some of them are the Toyota Probox, the Suzuki models, the Mazda models, the Toyota models. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Toyota IST, and so many others. There are so many. That's the Honda Fit, which is so good. The other one is fuel economy. It's so easy to know the fuel consumption of a vehicle, and it's also good so that you're not going to purchase something that you're not going to fuel. Otherwise, you'll rather not have purchased it. So, go to Google, select the type of vehicle that you're looking for. In this case, I was looking for a 2013 Mazda Demio, the Skyactiv engine type. So, and I realized that the vehicle goes up to 16 to 30 kilometers per liter, depending with the type of load or uh, where I'm driving. So it's good to do research, get to have a deep dive. Some of this information is very layman. Even if you've never been in a garage before or ever owned a vehicle, you're going to have very layman language put for you to go and read. So like that is topcar.co.ke, more information. So the other most important thing is the knowledge of the year of manufacture. Uh, Different vehicles have different places of manufacture. Mostly in the adverts or when you're being given, you go to the vehicle, you're told that the vehicle is of a specific time. Now, the year of manufacture is usually written inside the vehicle on specific parts. Maybe in the seat belts, rear seat belts, uh, where the vein is, maybe on the bonnet side, and so on and so forth. So go check. Like for this case, I was checking for the year of manufacture for the Subaru Forester. So and I got where specifically the Subaru Forester uh, vehicle identification number and year of manufacture had been put. In this case, it's on the driver's side dashboard, on the door jamb or the engine compartment. So you can find the vehicle identification number and so on and so forth. You can go forth and also check the various models. Check if there's somewhere you can find a clue on the year of manufacture. In this case, I never got, but I got quite a deep dive on how the 2007 Subaru Forester would look like, and so those are the examples. So now, in terms of physical inspection, which is also very important, we look at four things: the paintwork, uh, the whether the vehicle has lasts, the tires, and lights. So as you can see, these are examples of vehicles that have been greatly affected by rust. So it's very important to check on that. So again, also check on the paintwork. So if the paintwork is uneven, there are two things that or two red flags that could be there. Either the vehicle had an accident or uh, the vehicle had a bad paint job. So it's good to have a look and to all the vehicle so is very old. So it's very important to have a deep dive and know what is happening on the vehicle. So on the tires, uneven tread wear. So if the vehicle's tires have uneven tread wear, it's very important to check and counter check that because it might bring problems later. So this is because uneven tread wear, uneven tread wear is uh, uneven tread wear is caused by vehicles that are not usually taken for vehicle alignment. Somebody will not take his vehicle, her vehicle for vehicle alignment is a red flag that even the other types of maintenance are not done. So it's quite important for you to go have and have a check on that. So the other very important thing is verification of ownership and documentation. In this case, I'll be looking on the Kenyan market, but also it's something global. It's just that the definition of the documentation is a little different. Like when I'm saying about logbook, I'm communicating about the documentation that shows that the owner of the specific vehicle is the person who is selling you the vehicle. It's like a title deed. So make sure that the owner of the vehicle has the logbook of the vehicle and it's written his or her name. Do not go and start purchasing a vehicle that is on loan or a vehicle that is owned by more than one party. It sometimes makes you get through a lot of headache. So So in this case, once you get the logbook, it's time to do something called vehicle search. So you're going to get to eCitizen NTSA, and once you've got into eCitizen NTSA, you're going to pay for a service fee of 500 shillings. Get in to type the details for that logbook, and you're going to counter check whether that logbook truly belongs to that specific vehicle and that specific vehicle is owned by that specific seller. So that is the first very important thing. The second thing, that is when you are purchasing a vehicle that is imported, you must check whether the KRA duty payment receipt is there. Otherwise, you're going to have extra cost of paying duty and so are many other costs that are involved allowed in and around. So ensure that all import duties have been paid. Check for the e-slip or KRA documentation. So the other important thing is the car history. Request the car's history, especially for imports. A clean history indicates the car wasn't salvaged or involved in a car accident abroad. So that one is very important. There are ways to do that, there are websites to do that, and especially with the registration number of the specific vehicle or even the VIN number. So if you have such information, kindly put it in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. So loan clearance is also another very important statement that I usually tell my clients, and that you usually get direct with the information in the logbook or when you're doing the search. So if you do the search and see that the vehicle is owned by more than one person, it's most likely a loan. So be careful when you're purchasing such vehicles and have the knowledge of that before when you go and purchase that specific vehicle. Ensure the car is not tied to an active loan via logbook loans. You can verify that with NTSA, eCitizen, of course. So the transfer process, this is done after purchase, of course, when the vehicles come into your hands. So if you don't have somebody to do that, I can help you do the specific um, transfer. I do those services. Check my number below. I'm going to assist you in the transfer of ownership from that other owner of the vehicle to you. So that one should not sumbua you. The important thing is the test driving. In the test driving, we go an extra mile in checking the engine by starting the engine, checking the braking system, the handling, and the power. Make sure the engine starts well and smoothly without unusual noises and excessive smoke. If you get a whitish smoke, that is a red flag. So be very careful. Another thing that you're supposed to check is when it's getting a blue smoke. Also, that is also a red flag. It may call for you to go and start uh, doing engine works, overhauls, and usually that comes expensive. So that cost would be transferred to you if the vehicle is transferred to you. So be very careful. So the braking system, make sure the braking system is working. Any squeaking noise may be a red flag that the brake pads and the rotors have some problem. If you feel some spongy feel, that also means that the vehicle have air in the system, and means that the braking system is not working right. Make sure when you're getting outside there, the first thing, the engine is working well and the braking system is working well. The vehicle should also be handling well, of course. Most likely you won't get this problem, and if you have to get the problem, the owner will tell you. This is because if the vehicle is not handling well, there might be some problem in the suspension system. So, and the vehicle would be moving in such a way that when you walk driving straight, it looks like it's cornering or it's getting through some painful problems. So be careful when you are uh, communicating with the owner, especially on that part. So power. So be very careful also on that. If the engine is doesn't have power, you're going to know. Accelerate the vehicle when you're doing the test drive. It's important. If there are hesitations or jerking, may indicate engine problems or gearbox problems. So be very careful. Sometimes those problems go as far as other owners who have been there before, and especially the jacking. This is due to more problems that I will talk later about. So keep tuned. So the other important thing is to have your own mechanic. The mechanic will look at most of the problems that we have checked before. Uh, Mostly paint work, if there is rust, if there are tires, if the lights are working well. Make sure the lights are working well, by the way, the headlights, the brake lights, the indicators, and also that they are not broken, because such system are going to get you to a lot of problems with the police, or it's going to make you dig deeper into your pockets. The other important part is the interior, that is the upholstery. Inspect the seats for tears, stains, or excessive wear. Make sure the dashboard gauges are working, the speedometer, the fuel gauge, the temperature gauge, and all those other lights. The check engine light is working well. The brake lights, the ABS lights, the airbag lights, and so on and so forth. Uh, this is especially important so that you're not going to have problems later when you're dealing with mafundi or steamer. That's what they call them. So the other thing is air conditioning and radio, and especially when you're long is it long term driver or driving long distance. Yeah, when you're long distance driver, air conditioning is especially important, and radio. Even though even whether you're long distance driver or a short distance driver, this is very important, especially for comfort and during hot Kenyan weather, because sometimes the Kenyan weather, especially in semi-arid areas, you're going to get a lot of problems if you don't have air conditioning. So under the hood, that is the engine. Check the whether there are oil leaks. Very important. Strange noises. Uh, excessive dirt. Excessive dirt would be a red flag. Pull the dipstick to ensure the oil is clean and at the proper level. If you don't know, the mechanic is going to assist you. That is done both to the engine and to the gearbox or the transmission. So also check on the battery. Make sure the vehicle first of all started well. That would make sure that the battery is well. Check for corrosions and ensure the battery is not old. usually marked with a manufacturing date. So if the battery is old, that is a red flag that you might be needing some change of battery very soon. So belts and hoses, so those should be in good conditions with no cracks or wears. So that is also another very important thing. So the other problem is the undercarriage, the exhaust systems. Look for black soot. Black soot means that there is some problem in the breathing of the vehicle. The vehicle is not getting enough uh, fuel, but getting a lot of air. So look for black soot, rust, or damage to the pipes. In the suspension, ensure that there are no leaks or loose components, especially if you plan to drive on rough. Another important bit is the insurance and cost. There are various insurance companies and the different types of insurance in Kenya. So, insurance premiums, calculate the annual premium for comprehensive or third party insurance. Use services like AR Insurance, UAP, Jubilee, and so many others as shown. So that one is going to be after you've purchased. So next you're going to check the negotiation and payment. So make sure the vehicle has gotten through an inspection report. Use any issues discovered during this inspection to negotiate the price. That is one. So don't start negotiating the price even before you have seen the vehicle. Uh, that one does not even make sense. So the other thing is that there are different payment methods. Avoid cash payment because even meeting new people, you don't know kama they are cons. So this is very important. So use bank transfers or mobile money for those vehicles that do not need bank transfer for traceability. So agreements, draft simple sales agreement. If you don't have, you can text me or WhatsApp me using the number. I'm going to issue you with one at a good amount. So that is including the buyer and the seller details, the agreed price, and both signatures. So that one is important. The next thing we're going to get into is the post purchase. So here we're going to check on the insurance, secure valid cover immediately before driving the car. So this one is usually having a lot of problems, especially when you are moving the vehicle from somebody else to yours. So it's good to have a check on the right way to get about it. So from there is a payment method. Avoid cash payments as we have said. Use bank transfers or mobile money like M-Pesa, which is usually traceable. And then from there, it's time to take the vehicle for servicing and maintenance. So take the car for a full service, including oils and filter changes, tire rotation and alignment, and all general checks. I usually advise if the vehicle have a little tear or wear in the brake pads, kindly check the brake pads. It's very important. Then from there, registration stickers ensure the car has a valid registration sticker that complies with all the NTSA rules. So, thank you.